What up, Search fam? Sharde here. It's Tuesday. Grab your tea. Let's get started. Hello, my dear ones. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well, that your week has gotten off to a wonderful start. We're ready to spill the tea. We got some green tea for antioxidants and for overall wellness because the seasons are changing. And I don't know about y'all, but when the seasons start to change, particularly in the fall, that is the time when if I'm going to get sick, that's when I get sick. And at least two people that are very close to me have started feeling ill in the last week. So preventative measures, that's what we're on. Anyway, I had a dream like some months ago, and I wrote this down when I had the dream because I'm just like, this is important. So I had a dream that I was on the edge of a cliff with a whole bunch of people, including like some people that I, knew of, was familiar with, right? And then all the people started running toward the end of the cliff, and then leaping into the air, myself included. So I started running, and then I leapt into the air, and I was flying. Found myself just like over the earth, and I could see, or over the area below me, and I could see it and everything. And I was tripping because it's like, dang, I'm actually flying. But then there were also people that did not jump off the cliff, of course. And so when I sat with that in my meditation time, and I was talking to God about it and just like trying to distill out what I needed to know, it was about taking the leap in a quite literal sense. And by that, I mean going forward with what my old mentor, my late mentor, used to call doing the work your soul must have. And that's such a beautiful sentiment that she and her contemporaries used in terms of their work. And it's another thing that stuck with me, doing the thing that your soul must have. Because I have been struggling with, continuing to pursue creative entrepreneurship, doing the YouTube channel, pursuing photography, and, just diving into those things, knowing that I also, am at present considering taking on teaching positions because, I'm done with school. She's a doctor now. And so the next logical step in that process is getting a job. But my heart, even though I love to teach, teaching is one of my passions. My heart, at least for this season, is really in giving space for my creative work to flourish and to grow, because I've never had the opportunity to singularly work on those things. But it is very scary, right? Because, it does literally feel like you're jumping off of a cliff. There is imminent danger below you, which would be, failure or whatever. But there's also the possibility of great success, of really flying and taking off, and any of the flight imagery you could think of. And it's hard. It's hard to really believe someone when they talk about, you just got to take the leap and things like that, because usually when we see that person, they have achieved some level of success. So we're seeing where they are in their journey after having done the thing, which is, supposed to be encouraging. When you see it's like, if that person could do it, I could do it too. But sometimes it's hard to trust that because we are not those persons, right? And we're like, is that for me? And, of course, barring anything not being in alignment with your highest good and what you are task to be doing in this life. Anything can happen. The world can open up to you when you take a risk to do the thing. And so I guess part of my coming and talking to y'all about this is showing a person in process. Me. I am a person in process, like probably many of you. Or if you're a person who is not started yet, I am a person in process. I am a person who is actively taking the leap towards the work that my soul must have. And in so doing, I'm at the point where I am jumping, right? I am not yet at the point where I am soaring. I am at the point where I have looked over the edge of the cliff and then still said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I've backed up and I'm running and I'm leaping, which, when you think about skydiving and, base jumping and all that stuff, that's a very quick process. Like once you actually jump, whatever happens next is very quick. But when it comes to our lives, that that next point where we find out whether we're going to fly or fall can be very long in coming, because we never know what our process is, what is going to happen in between time to prepare us for for things to manifest the way they're supposed to, for things to evolve and grow the way they're supposed to. But I think that every day that you choose the work that your soul must have is a day in which you are leaping and you are continuing to go a little bit further to see if you are actually going to soar. And sometimes we have to take into consideration that we are like baby birds, and that we take a leap and we fall, and then we take a leap again, fall again, take a leap again, go a little bit farther, but still kind of fall, and then we get it. And I think that's more of an accurate depiction of what it's like growing into some sort of success. And that each day that we devote our time and our efforts and our energies to the craft, whatever that is, however you understand that, then we are essentially telling the divine, we are telling God, we are telling the universe that we are committed to the thing that moves us, that has been placed in us, that does the great work of feeding our soul. And so in so doing, we learn, because it's not just taking the leap and soaring, it is learning in the process of getting to soaring. And that learning includes failure, which is kind of painful to realize, because failure gets such a bad rap for being such a bad thing. But failure, although it can be very disappointing and very painful, it's so good, because when you fail, you learn. And if you never fail, you sort of develop a sense of things being easy and being used to that, and not having to deal with disappointment, not having to learn to troubleshoot, not having to build a tougher skin towards the no until the yes comes. So I just want to encourage you, as I sort of encourage myself, that every day that you take the leap, you are moving yourself closer to being one who soars. And I want that for you. If you haven't started yet, consider this a sign, if you're looking for a sign, because we all look for signs, that you should. If there's a thing that is nagging at you, if you have been wanting to start a YouTube channel, if you've been wanting to go into business, if you're wanting to do something in the creative arena, and you've been stopping yourself for fear of failing, don't worry about that, because failure we can bounce back from, but what we can't readily bounce back from is regret. And I would not want that for you or for anyone. And one thing that my mother told me when I was growing up that has stuck with me, she would say, at the end of the day, no regrets. That is her life's motto. That whatever she does, she leans into it and she accepts it for what it is. But she does what she feels like she should do. And I've adopted that in myself. It has helped with my decision making for sure, in that I am careful and very measured about the decisions that I make, because when I look myself in the mirror at the end of the day, I want to be like, all right, we got through another day and I regret nothing. So if I decide to do something, I'm sure. Even if I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm sure. All right, my dear ones, I hope that provided you with a little encouragement, knowing that you are looking at someone who has not yet reached the point of success. I am still working through it. I'm still at the point of daily taking the leap. And I'm okay. I'm good. I have grown. I am evolved. My channel has evolved. And it's been a beautiful process, even in the times when it's been disappointing. So, as always, I pray that you have a wonderful week, that the assurance that you seek finds you, that the peace that you need rests, rules, and abides in your hearts, and that you take a moment to be with yourself and to nourish your garden. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Bye.